Hi, and you are?
Hi, I'm Susan Mersing. I'm here to interview for the position.
Okay, I'm Lisa Adams, and I'm going to be talking with you today. Come on in and have a seat. How are you today?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing really well. We appreciate you submitting your resume for the internship position. We're going to ask you a few questions today to kind of verify a few skills. Why don't you start with telling us who you are and why you wanted to apply here?
Okay, my name is Susan Mersing. I am soon to be a recent graduate of Crowder College. I am studying in computer networking support, and I decided to apply here, number one, to benefit us both. Where the IT department here can see how the course is situated and if it's got the right skills, and also for me to take what I've learned in class and have a good mentor and take the time to tone my skills before I go out into the job market.
What job do you hope to eventually obtain?
How far down the road are we talking? Our
What would you like as your first entry-level position after your internship?
first entry-level position, I would like to get an assistant network administrator where I assist a network administrator and learn more about the position before I go onto it myself.
Right, so you're wanting to eventually be an administrator
Yes,
yourself?
ma'am.
Okay. What was your favorite part of the CNS program here at Crowder?
My favorite part of the CNS program, I would have to say, was the PC Repair 2, where we got in and physically took apart computers and repaired computers, and it was dealing with the hardware. I really enjoyed that the most.
What was your most challenging?
My most challenging class was the Cisco classes.
And why is that?
It wasn't so much the hands-on, that was relatively self-explanatory. The book work was more challenging. It really challenged my mind to what I learned, to what they were saying. It just really challenged me.
Do you like to be challenged?
Yes.
So how'd you work through those challenges?
I studied. I studied a lot, and then there was a program that we could use on our computers called Packet Tracer. And I put the diagram together and was able to work some of the labs out, and it just helped going with the book and having that practice area before we went into class and actually did it.
So what are some of your strengths, do you think, that you can bring to Crowder?
Some of my strengths, let me see. I work well with people. I am a team player. I can work well to achieve a common goal. I feel that I am good at accomplishing any task that is asked of me. It may take a while. I may ask a few questions, but I can definitely finish a task by a deadline. And I feel being a college and having classes that depend on the technology in the IT department, there are deadlines, so it would be challenging, which would challenge me, and I know that I could get it done. I may have, like I said, I may have to ask questions, but that's what I feel an internship is there for.
So what are some of your weaknesses?
My weaknesses. I'd have to say some of my weaknesses, or my biggest weakness as far as the IT field goes, would be the software. I really need to work on troubleshooting software. I can do it. I'm not as proficient in it as I am the hardware. So I would have to say one of my biggest challenges is the software.
So what are you going to do to try to overcome that weakness?
I would like to work more with software problems and use the steps that we were taught in school to really understand how to pinpoint a software problem and be able to tone that in and get proficient at it.
Okay. You've got a vast working experience. What were some of your favorite positions in the past, and why were they your favorite?
Customer service was my favorite. Because I like it. I love dealing with people and meeting new people every day. And the problems were challenging because they weren't the same. You know, you would get somebody who was not really upset and you were able to overcome their situation and appease them, rather quickly, and then you had some that were pretty irate, and you had to really listen to and sympathize with them to get through so that you could solve the problem. That was my most rewarding.
What was your least rewarding?
My least rewarding was a telemarketer.
And why was that?
I am good at selling. As you can see on my resume, I've had, retail positions, and I'm good at selling. But it's different when you're on the phone trying to talk somebody into buying something instead of being there and knowing exactly what their needs are. People have specific needs. And you get hung up on, you get cussed at, and it's just, that was not for me. I'd rather not talk to somebody over the phone if I have to sell them a product.
So someone in the offices call you, and you're over in the IT department. Someone in the office calls you who has minimal skills. Their job, they know how to do their job on the computer, and then there's a glitch. Could you talk them through fixing the glitch, or would you need to come to their office and actually see it?
First thing I would do is I would ask them the basic questions. I would listen to what the problem is, ask them where it started, and go through the basic questions that we as IT people ask. Did you go and make sure that your cables were all plugged in correctly? And walk them through certain steps. And if that does not correct the problem, then normally you issue a ticket. And once the ticket comes around, you go to the office. But if I am not busy and am able to do it, I would go straight to the office, look at the problem, and if I can fix it, I will fix it right there.
Okay.
If I cannot, then I would go to my supervisor, explain the situation, and ask them to take a look at it.
Okay, it was very nice meeting with you today. Do you have any last questions for us?
One of my questions for you is, when the internship starts, you're not, how do I ask this? You're not able to adjust your hours. Once you set up those hours, you stay with those hours, correct?
We would like you to, because we want you to treat it like it was a professional position.
Okay.
However, we all have sick days. We all have vacation days. Things come up. Sometimes you have to take off. And what we would expect from you, once your hours were set up, if you needed to adjust them, you would come and speak to your immediate supervisor to adjust your hours.
Okay, and one other question. My other question, or another question that I have, is how many people work in the IT department? How many or better yet, how many internships are available per semester here at Crowder?
At this time, we have about 5 internships a semester that's available. And I'll be honest with you, internships is very entry-level work. You're going to be the ones that's going to be crawling around on the floor. You're going to be doing the inventory kind of things. So you're going to get the definite entry level, and then hopefully, depending on how your skills are, depend on how much we'll move you up throughout the internship.
Okay, so your dress, as far as the entry level or internship position, you want to dress casual but professional.
Yes.
At the same time, because you will be going to different classrooms to look at things.
Very possible you're going to be you're on the floors. We're okay with jeans as long as they are not holey and things of that nature. Of course, your shirt needs to be non-offensive and things of that nature. But for our internships, we're a little more, we're a little more relaxed. Our regular IT guys usually wear slacks. However, you'll notice that they're the heavier duty type slacks, because even those guys will end up on the floor crawling around sometimes.
Yeah.
So we just, as long as you're clean and everything's not holey, we're pretty okay.
Okay, so instead of t-shirts, maybe a polo.
Yes.
To that effect. Also, and do the interns go? They wouldn't go with each other, would they? They would go with an IT person.
In the beginning, you'll go with an IT person. However, we have had interns in the past that have been very bright and that we trusted, and if we would have had a position open, we probably would have hired them ourselves, and we will, if they've been with us long enough, let them go out on their own.
Okay, or if there's one that's more knowledgeable, maybe send another one with them and see if they can work together.
I promise you, your first week you will not be sent out by yourself.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we would not do that to you. But we will be interviewing several other people. We'll be getting back with everybody by the end of next week. You should hear something by then.
Okay.
If you have any questions between now and then, please come see me.
I sure will. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. You have a great day.
You too, thanks.